Well, good evening there, and now welcome to issue number 46, and this issue is all about the Leo Dragon. And as you can see on the caption beforehand, those are the dates you have to be to be in this Eastern and Western combination zodiac sign. Any queries on any dates prior to the ones I've shown, 12 years before the first date I've shown, then just drop me a line or an email, and I shall pick those dates up as well if needed. Okay, let's start with theoretically, or what a lot of astrologers will say of the fusion of the combinations is the pinnacle of the astrological combinations. Absolutely here. Out of the 144 that is possible, and the main components, this one would be put as the boss basically, but I don't tend to agree or disagree. I think they're all very special. So let's get on with this description, and we'll get on from the very beginnings as a child. You will notice very early how determined and how independent this combination is, and how very wise they are, and very early. They're going into school. The parents will know pre-hand how maybe difficult they were. When people say there's terrible twos or terrible threes, whatever, these parents will know what they've been let themselves in for. So they're starting their schooling. They can come from the most difficult backgrounds or the most privileged backgrounds. This is no guarantee to how they're going to turn out. I want to make that quite clear. Or which school they're going to, whether it be private, whether it be a boarding, or just your run-of-the-mill. It doesn't really matter, because that's not to be known how they will turn out. They're very likely to buck any trend that's set before them. So let's say, for instance, they're in your everyday comprehensive. They will be bright, very bright, very against authority. They would have been way ahead in lessons, absolutely way advanced in lessons. Or if they're in a private paying school, they could be at the very bottom, because the one thing you can be certain with this combination from a very young age is that they will do as they wish to do. No amount of discipline or chastising will change this. What you will have to do is have to be in a very slight coaxing way, the teachers of these and even the parents of these, and not really get in their face or having a go at them will be counterproductive completely, because they're just going to do it all the more. So if we take them into the teenager, we've found that that could have been expelled from school, or then again they could have been pushed into the exams at a very early age. They could be very well doing A-levels, O-levels at 13, 14, because they are capable of it. It's just whether they feel the need, whether they feel that they should be doing it, as in, does society want them to do it? Well, then they won't want to. Does the school governor give up on them? Then they will prove them wrong. And this is how you get into the psyche of this sign. It will have to be that they work on their own. It will have to be that they have their own company, because I can't see them ever really sort of getting to the pinnacle of a firm. They could do, they may well do, but I can't see it in the long haul, in the long run, where they have to sort of get in there 9 to 5 for years and years and years, and taking a steady promotion every 3-4 years, or a steady pay rise. This isn't a combination for that. I'm not saying that's a bad way to go about your life at all, but this combination It's not built like that. It needs to go to the top. It needs to get there quick. It needs to be the boss, and they find that in their own world, buying and selling. They tend to be very, very good at. As I say, the wisdom comes in. They know what's going to be the next trend, maybe in the buying markets, and they're on it. Stocks and shares. Hey, you know, they will have their own sort of company going. Anything of that ilk, buying big, selling big, and that's the way they are. You know, when we talk about excesses, and I've talked about excesses with other signs, nothing quite reaches the realms of the Leo Dragon in excesses. This could be excesses as in, say for instance, your teenage daughter or son, the Leo Dragon in question, you don't want them to mix with a certain crowd, you tell them not to. They will drink more than anybody you will know, and they will take as much drugs as anybody you know, and do the two together. If you try and push them down any road, they will absolutely go against you. They want to move out as quick as possible. They will want to make you proud. This isn't a sign that desperately wants to, how can we put it, they don't want to turn people against them, but equally they don't really give a flying what people think, including their parents. But the beauty of this combination is we're going down the line, we're going through the 20s and the 30s. We go further down the line, then they can be the most loving children to their parents and their siblings that there ever could be, because they seem to have done the full circle. They've been given their own time to find out their likes and dislikes. They can probably live a long way away from their parents, but there will be phone calls very often when they reach that mature age. This sign doesn't mature in the senses of society probably till at least middle to later 30s. Possibly may not even start a family till then, or settle down. And when we get onto their relationships, this is another kettle of fish as well with them. It's very difficult to describe in that scenario. So all is not lost. Try and be as supportive as you possibly can. Don't push them any one direction, and please don't try and discipline them to the point of you know, going overboard. I mean, some children can take discipline in a nice way, but these don't like being told whatsoever, so you're going to have to do it in a very coy and a very clever way, and no doubt you will find the way to do that if you are the parents of these, because you'll know how special and gifted they can be. You know, let them have that excess time, because hopefully they'll grow out of it. By the time they're sort of, as I say, they're hitting the middle 30s, they've grown out of that, they've done that, and no doubt they'll be worth a bucket load of money as well. So you know, then they will come back. There will be such a very generous and giving sign, and that's when I want them to meet their partner, in this time when they're very generous and giving. Sometimes if they meet their partner earlier, we come into the scenario where you could have the most jealous combination that there's going to be as well. If they give up on you, that's fine, but if you reject them after a while, you could have a stalker on your hands. You could very well have big problems, because the Leo Dragon knows it can give you up when it wants, but the fear of you giving them up absolutely crushes them, and their ego will not allow that. So be very wary in the early 20s on encountering this relationship, and that's why I'm going to say the combinations I'm going to put forward for this combination are going to be the ones that they can get together in their 20s, and ones that will appreciate each other. Leo Dragons can go through quite a few partners before they get to that right one. So let's look at that right partner. We will have to look at rats, and the rats will love this quite bossy and all-consuming sign even though they're wrapped up in themselves, the rats will feel quite secure. So let's stick with a Libran rat, a Sagittarian rat, and an Aries rat. Excellent mixture there, and a lot for the dragon to go for, and from an earlier age. Also, we need to be in the monkey family. The monkeys will love the glamorous, devil-may-care attitude of the dragon, Leo, and they will know some characters, and they will have their own way of doing things that only they know. Yes, they could get the wrong side of some institutions, but they will love it. They'll be a great team, and they will find a lot of comfort in each other. So let's go for the Libra monkey, the Sagittarian monkey, the Aries monkey, and also the Gemini monkey. Let's try that. That'd be a very good combination. With the no-goes, well, it's always dogs and dragons. That's such an unsettling mix for both, really. The dog will tend to get very hurt in this combination, so let's just avoid this. And as I say, the dragon not being malicious, so let's point that out. So they won't like to hurt people. Yes, they could drop people, but they seem to know when the time's right. As we look at health issues, well, it's the excesses I'm on about. Whether it be the excesses in the sense of alcohol, drugs, not sleeping, partying, overworking, or not eating, not having any diet whatsoever. You know, they've got to be so careful of that, and they need to find a cajoling way, a cajoling partner to say, you know, in the gentlest ways, you know, and they will appreciate that. I think if it's done in a cajoling fashion, which the rat and the monkey will do, because they are equally a bright sign, then they could really help this dragon and get them into some sort of routine, although they hate routine, to help them enough to get them through into that much better stage of the middle 30s to the later 30s. Okay, that's it for this issue. I hope you enjoyed it, and please tune in for the next one. Thank you.